so dense. It's just, I don't know, folks. Well, I don't know what your feelings are towards Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, but it seems that every time she opens her mouth to the news media or to the public, even if they're on her side and trying to spin things her way, she just has a tendency to fit as many feet into her between her tongue and her teeth as she possibly can. It's just kind of like Eleanor.
You don't have a right to know everything in a separation of powers government, my friend. That is the difference between a parliamentary government and a separation of powers government.
But let's think about Representative Schultz here a little bit here. I mean, she tried to go toe-to-toe with Paul Ryan, talking about Obamacare and the budget and all kinds of things. And she did it several times. And several times she sat there and flapped her gums and started saying the numbers this, the numbers that. And every time she did that, he pulled up charts with the numbers on them and said, what, these numbers? Let's take a look at the numbers. And just proved her to be the fool she is. Yet she keeps getting elected, keeps getting named as the top member of the caucus, member of the Democratic National Committee. And, yeah, it's just beautiful that they put such an idiot in charge. Just kind of speaks volumes. Well, her latest statement, she was speaking to Jorge, I can't remember his last name, but she was on a television show. And she was asked about immigration and illegal immigrants. Well, she said that all illegal immigrants need to be given full citizenship. And she was speaking with Jorge Ramos from Fusion TV, I guess. And she said that's not about politics, just that they all deserve to be given citizenship. Now, maybe, she's saying that they maybe need to go to the back of the line, but they still need to be given their citizenship. And, quoting her word for word, she said, this isn't about politics at all. It's not about politics for the president, nor is it about politics for any of us who care. They, the illegals, essentially have become the backbone of our economy. Yes, you heard that right, folks. She said that illegal aliens are the backbone of the American economy. Yeah. Let's think about that. The guy who designed and invented PayPal, is he an illegal immigrant? Last I checked, no, he came here legally. Any others? Let me see. Albert Einstein, who may not have been major economic leader, but dang sure was a major scientific power for the United States. Was he an illegal immigrant? Nope. He came here legally. Anybody else? Can anybody name a single illegal alien who did anything of merit to create a large number of jobs, started a large company, made huge innovations that revolutionized our country and our economy? If anybody can name one, please email it to me or send it to my Twitter. That's at Paul-Gregory. That's the little @ symbol. PAVELGREGORY. Go ahead and tweet it to me. Or put it up on Facebook at facebook.com/mentalaikido. And leave me a comment over there. And tell me one illegal alien who has done any major, groundbreaking, earth-shattering economic development, innovative thing for the United States. Because I can't think of any. I did some research. I couldn't find a single one. But Debbie Wasserman-Schultz says that they are the backbone of our economy. Maybe because she used to hire them to do all her housework and everything. So maybe that's why that's why she thinks they're the backbone of the economy. Illegal aliens, folks. Not Not your legal immigrants, but people who come here the right way and do the process properly. No, the ones sneaking across the border, getting jobs against the law, not paying taxes, getting free health care, whereas the rest of us are now paying through the nose thanks to Obamacare. Yeah, Debbie Wasserman-Schultz got that one wrong, too. So, yeah. And she says this is bigotry. It has nothing to do with bigotry. I don't care where you come from. What I care about is that you come here through the laws. Do it properly. Bring something. Bring, whatever it is about yourself that you bring that can contribute to our economy, contribute to our society. And the best thing you could do to do that, to start off with, is to be self-sufficient. Not to take from those who are paying taxes and put it in your pocket, but to create, to make things and sell them. Do fair trade. Free trade. What are you bringing? And don't tell me it's your labor. Not when you're stealing identities and stealing people's credit card numbers and stuff so that you can squat someplace to live and steal somebody's Social Security money. Sorry, Miss Schultz, but they're not the background of our economy. They screw our economy over. If they were truly the backbone of our economy, they're providing something that's of legal trade. They wouldn't be carting in illegal drugs or helping the coyotes with the conduct of sex slavery. So, Debbie Schultz, there's my 2 cents right back to you for being such a idiot. And then we have Pat Murphy from Iowa, who's chiming in with something similar. He says that if illegal immigrants aren't given amnesty, they're going to turn around and become terrorists. Okay. If they become terrorists, that means they're threats. That means they're invading army. They're invading threat to our nation. That gives us the right to and justification to defend ourselves. So there you go, jumping right in your mouth with both feet there. You're basically giving us permission to defend ourselves against all illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, because they could become terrorists. Dumbass. Oh, sorry. Less enlightened individual there, folks. Lacking a little bit of logic. Now, do I think that there are terrorists and some potential terrorists coming in with them? Of course. Do I think they all are? No, not at all. So, that's kind of what we've got going in with some of our elected officials there. Speaking of racism and first of all, the violence in Ferguson. I didn't mention this before, folks. Good news, it's actually gone down over the last couple of days. Now, whether or not it's going to spark up or not today, given the funeral, we don't know. I sure hope not. Because that violence is just stupid. There was no reason for it. There's none. People acting overly emotionally without engaging their brains first. Using that faculty that the gods, or the God, gave to humans that did not give to the lower animals, and that is the faculty of reason. That's what sets us above them. Anyway, there's a professor at the University of Pennsylvania, might not be for much longer, by the name of Anthea Butler, who decided to post a couple of tweets, and I guess she was trying to rally against racism, but don't think it really turned out that way. She said, well, I'm going to read some of her tweets that we have over at BuzzPo, kind of captured in there. So swing on over to BuzzPo and read the article by Stephen Ale, great author over there at BuzzPo. And it's a liberal Ivy League professor deleted her racist tweets too late because they've been snagged. Anyway, she calls herself Prof B, and her handle is at Anthea Butler. And she put out the following tweets. One, she said, Let me say it clearer. White appropriation of black culture is applauded by awards, while African Americans are vilified for same sometimes. Yeah. I'm even wondering, God, look, she's a professor. Her language could have been a little bit better there. I guess it's close to grammatically correct. Anyway. But she also tweeted out, seriously, you all who follow me know I am snarky, but I took down my tweet about shootings and VMAs because I don't have time for BS. And what? First they shooting us in the streets, and then they taking all the video awards for sorry songs, y'all. Who's they? The lighter-skinned human beings, I guess. Those of lighter pigmentation. Those of Northern European ancestry, I guess. Because Southern European are olive-skinned. So, anyway. This woman is... I mean, to me, this screams of racism. Because she's pointing fingers at one artificially created demographic, saying that they're oppressing another by adopting their culture. But isn't it all about homogenizing the culture and multiculturalism and blah, blah, blah? So which is it, lady? Is everything supposed to be kept separate but equal? Or are we supposed to become one greater American culture in a melting pot? Which is it? I vote for number 2. You take the good things from whatever culture. Cast off the chaff and keep the wheat, so to speak. Of course, that being said by somebody who's gluten-free is kind of ironic, isn't it, folks? Anyway. And Steve Alien puts up, little snippets from other things she said in the past. Like, for one thing, talking about her so-called religious beliefs. The not guilty verdict in the George Zimmerman case has me thinking a lot about a book I first encountered in seminary. Is God a White Racist? By the Reverend Dr. Bill Jones. As a budding seminary student, it took me by surprise. Now, as a wiser older professor, looking at the needless death of Trayvon Martin, I have to say, I get it. So there you have it, folks. She believes that God is a racist old white man who is a racist. I don't get it. Last I checked, God is not even human, much less a segment of the human race, some falsely created demographic called race based on skin color, eye color, national origin, where your tribe roamed around a couple thousand years ago. Honey, you ought to lunch. How you got to be a professor? Seminary student? Woman, you obviously missed the point on everything. Sheesh, folks. Yeah. Those of you who are Christians out there, you might want to write Anthea Butler there and let her know your thoughts and feelings about her statements about your deity being the same thing they say all Republicans are, a stuffy old white racist white dude. Yeah, I'm still not seeing it, folks. Anyway, there's your nutty professor for today. Today is the start of school for many schools, including many are in Texas. This insignificant spot of dust, barely big enough to be a state, called Texas. All the public schools are starting school. So there's what your kids are going to school with. That's the nutty professor. Everyone's going to have one of them sometime in their scholastic career, somewhere between kindergarten and graduating from graduate school. Now, folks, I've gotten through my Nutty Professor. I've done my kind of some of my rants on this imagined thing called racism. And I say it's imagined. Yes, I know racism is real because people are out there and throttling it. But the whole fact that it even exists is because people invented a false demographic based on skin color or eye color or hair color, or pick some physical defining factor, and people decided to take that and say, we're going to put people in little categories based on that and call that race. You know, you will fit, you will conform to our stereotypes. Yeah, well, you know, kiss my left knee. You know, suck my left toes. I don't conform to anybody's stereotypes other than people can look at me and say, yeah, there's a soldier or there's a retired soldier. That one I'll conform to because that one's true. But you know what? I became that. It's not how I was born. It's how I decided to be. And, you know, scars shown proud on that one. You know, I earned it. I did it. So, but we're going to start our little segue here out of beating that glue, because it used to be a dead horse and got beaten to glue a long time ago, and mailed off. And now all those now we're going to take those envelopes that had the glue on them, and we're going to recycle them and smash them up and turn them into paper grocery bags or corrugated cardboard boxes or something useful. So watch as we go, or listen as we kind of segue that over towards something else. Because, folks, it's everywhere. And I've got a clip to play, but I kind of want to wait because we have a little bit of a split coming up. For those that don't know, those of you who listen to the podcast know this splits into 3 20-minute segments. Those listening live, I've got about 3 minutes until that split automatically happens, and I don't want to cut that track in half, or less than half as it would be. But I do have something else to play. It only lasts a couple of seconds. And again, if you want to call in and discuss any of these topics, the number here is 520-226-8567, and I am your host, Paul-Gregory Matuszak, and you are listening to the Mouth of Matuszak show. And well, let's listen to one of the latest that's kind of coming out of the NRA regarding the Second Amendment and kind of firing back at Bloomberg and Mayors Against Illegal Guns and Everytown for gun stupidity. I mean, gun sense, and mothers demand us to be unarmed and unprotected. You know, all those groups. Here's the latest kind of shot back from some folks over at the IRA.
Liberals call this flyover country. It's an insult. But nobody insults your life like this guy, Michael Bloomberg, billionaire, elitist, hypocrite. Bloomberg tries to ban your snack foods, your soda, and most of all, your guns. Bloomberg said the largest county in Colorado is as far rural as you can get. I don't think there's roads there. That's what he thinks of your state, too. Hey, Bloomberg, keep your politics in New York, and keep your hands off our guns and our freedom.
Thoughts? Anybody have anything to chime in to say? Go ahead and call in. I think that's a pretty good ad there. Although the clip that I'm going to be playing next, in about coming up in just a little bit over a minute, has somebody who had a little bit of a falling out with the NRA, talking about, again, Second Amendment rights. And well, I'm going to kind of lead up to it. I'll talk about it a little bit for the last couple of seconds here. C.J. Grisham tried to set up in Open Carry, Texas, which is a Second Amendment rights group here in Texas. And for those who don't know, the open carry of handguns, pistols, is currently illegal in Texas. You can openly carry a rifle but not a pistol. So, because it kind of doesn't make too much sense, Open Carry Texas was kind of born out of that, as well as an incident where C.J. Grisham was arrested pretty much for openly carrying a rifle, which was 100% legal. And the charge they ended up getting him on